Well, I'm going to jump into summer tips because remember, I dared you and I triple dared you to get out for this summer and do something, even if it's to put your little big toe out in the sun rays. So it's really important. I know some of us can't get out due to our condition or what we're going through. I get that. So we'll talk about, being indoors, not being able to travel much or at all. But that's why I'll do, part one and part two, because there's a lot of information to this video. And I think that, it'll be useful, hopefully, to most of you. So this is my new area. It is a mess, but I don't care right now. I just wanted to get a video out to you all so you know that I'm still up and going. My family just drove off today, and so I am back on the horse's saddle. So take some water with you, put it in your pouch, put it in your cup holder. Get a cup holder for your wheelchair for this summer, and make sure you drink plenty of water. You might want to think of that. So that's another way of staying well hydrated when you're outdoors. Heat management is really important. Here in Wisconsin, we've had some really hot days, and it's really, really crucial for me, especially. I don't do well in heat, so I stay cool. I put on, breathable material, cotton, linen, light colors, although I'm in a dark color today, but I'm not going out. So a light color, loose-fitting clothes. Loose-fitting, something that's airy, you might think of a cooling towel, a misting fan, I don't know. But anything that will keep you comfortable so that you don't go out and say, I don't feel well, and have to come back soon after that. So you want to think of a hat, your favorite hat. We went out to the zoo, and I'll have a video for that. But in what we saw, it was a good trip. My brothers really enjoyed it. That would be very important. Keeps the sun off of your face. Seek the shade. Walk on the sides or roll on the sides that have shade. Staying cool whatever way you can. Skincare, sunscreen. Yeah, I know that some are like, I don't want to use sunscreen. But sunscreen is really important. If you're allergic to all the chemicals that come into sunscreen, there are some that are helpful to people who are allergic. So, but you really want to be careful not to get sunburn. I probably got a little sunburn on my face when I was out these last few days, but I think I'm doing fine. So, checking for sunburn or exposed skin, managing sweat, and preventing skin breakdown. So that's really important because the sweat will begin to accumulate, the skin will start to break down. So that's why it's so important to dress cool. Pressure relief is another one. You want to keep yourself, you want to do anything you can do to prevent any skin breakdown. You want to have a cushion. If you use a cushion, use one that's airy. Wash the cover if you can often because of the sweat, because of the heat. You want to keep it as clean as possible. You want to be wiggling around, changing position, so I do that often when I'm out. Washing and drying the skin thoroughly, so you might have to wipe it off a little bit or take a shower when you get home, so that you keep your skin out of trouble. out of trouble. So, outdoor activities, park and trail navigation. So, if you go to a park, you want to check it beforehand to see how accessible it is, if they keep the trails up, all that kind of stuff. They probably have websites that will give you a few tips on what trails are good, what trails are closed, all that kind of stuff. And you want to be aware of what type of trails. Is it gravel? Is it dirt? Is it like sidewalk type trails? So they have all kinds of trails, especially when they're trying to make the park accessible. So dealing with uneven terrain, you might need to choose a specific tire. If you can change your tires to knobby tires or, stronger tires, please do that. But my wheelchair is made for the outdoors. So I can pretty much navigate any weird trail problems that I might encounter. However, I was out in a scooter because my brothers wanted me to go wherever they were going. And the scooter they could take it apart and put it in the back of the car. So that's what they were doing. So I had to use a scooter, which is not as comfortable. This power wheelchair was made for me, for my size, for my weight, for my comfortability. And the scooter is not. So it was a little bit more difficult. I was a little more squirmy when traveling around. So you might want to think of portable ramps or small ramps to take with you. It's kind of cumbersome, but it's one of the suggestions. If you want to go to the beach, that's an awesome thing to do, whether you live on a lake or you live on the ocean or you live by a river or you're traveling somewhere to see family and you get the opportunity to go to a beach. A lot of beaches these days, especially here in the U.S., they have beach wheelchairs, and you can rent them. You usually have to call ahead of time, though. At least 7 days. I wouldn't call later than 3 days to reserve one. They're usually for free. You can look up the park if it's a park and see what they have available. But a lot of these beaches now have wheelchairs especially made for beach areas. A lot of them have accessible beach mats. You can drive down especially if you have a manual wheelchair, you can drive down the mat and get as close as you can to the water. You want to keep in mind, what are your skills for the water? Do you need somebody with you to kind of give you that support? Or have you practiced enough that you feel safe enough? Remember, there are currents and waves and things like that you need to keep in mind. It's not the same thing as a pool. Waterproof accessories for wheelchairs. So you want to check that, especially if it's salty water can corrode metals. So you want to be careful with your wheelchair and what you need to do to make it safe. Pool lifts and accessible pools. So maybe you can't go to the beach, but you could go to a pool. So there are some pools that have, especially in hotels now, that they have lifts. So you might want to check a cool hotel. They might have a lift for you to get you in the pool. So that would be very, very awesome. Festivals, of course. You want to party, right? Festivals out there in your town or in your family's town or wherever you're traveling. Do your research, see where it's going to be held. Excuse me. See where the festival is going to be held. Is it in grass? Will it be done in a special park? Does it have accessible restrooms? All that kind of stuff you want to look ahead of time. And navigating crowds, do you feel comfortable doing that? Which can be a challenge, especially what type of wheelchair we have. charging stations. If you have a power wheelchair, I don't know, I've never thought of that. I just charge my wheelchair and hope it lasts for the day. But that's another thought, charging stations. So I'll leave it at that because there's a whole bunch more. I don't want you to fall asleep. And this. Take a look at some of these areas and see what you would like to do, either by yourself or with someone else or with family, and have fun. I'm triple daring you to get out. And for those who can't get out, because some of us can't, I will make a separate video, and we'll talk about some fun things you can do differently during the summer to enjoy. You can enjoy life, yeah. Of course you can, and we'll talk about that. Hopefully next time in the next video things will look a little bit better, more put together in my area. So they need to take out the bed that's in here, and they need to take out, let me see what else, because I think everything else is up to date. The dresser, no, the dresser stays there, and we already brought in the nightstand, so I think it's just, I know what they need to bring in, the recliner. The recliner is going to go behind me over there. So the bed will be over there, and you probably won't see it. You already see that I block it with my body, and then the recliner will be on this side. The video will look a little bit more put together. Not that I'm not put together, but you know what I mean. So, and I put some privacy screening on the windows, and it looks fantastic. Because I look out to the dumpsters, so I don't want to see the dumpsters. So I put some privacy screen over there, and things will look fantastic. So it'll be my room, and it'll be your room, where we will meet every week. All right. Take care. Feel free to share this video with others, and to comment and like and subscribe. All those things help the channel grow, and it just helps things continue to roll on. And it lets me know, what kind of videos you like, what kind of videos you might not, be so keen on. So this is the first summer tips. Take a look, and there'll be a part 2. And then for those who are indoors, I will also make a video for you, and we'll just stay on a roll. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.